Нам очень приятно принять приглашение на программу Cosmoscow Forcus, которая озаглавлена темой «Где революция?». И мы посчитали очень уместным пригласить 3 художников, которые поразмышляют в течение предстоящих дней, начиная с сегодняшнего, размышляют на тему «Где революция сегодня в современном искусстве?», на тему альтернативных практик, альтернативных пространств. И сегодня мы начинаем программу с Гейр Тore Holm. Я бы назвала его патриархом норвежского и саамского искусства, несмотря на его молодой возраст. I'm calling you a patriarch of the Norwegian and Sámi art, despite your young age. Но патриархом, потому что всю свою жизнь он занимается созданием альтернативных пространств, будь то это превращая свою квартиру в галерею «Балкон» в Трондхейме или превращая заброшенную школу в сезонную мастерскую, где работает вместе с приглашенными художниками и с местным сообществом, либо сейчас включает свои огородные садоводнические практики в свою художественную стратегию. Итак, Гейр Tore Holm, патриарх социального норвежского и саамского искусства.
So I hope you have a good time. I'm not a patriarch, even though I have a beard, and I'm in Moscow now. It's a little bit not so common for me to be in this very, very bright light. It's not that I am a man of the darkness, as I am as well, but I normally work in natural light. You don't need to. I like to make us aware about where we are, and today we are here in Moscow, and in this art fair Cosmoscow. So I am Geir Tore Holm. I'm an artist. I'm a northerner. I come from far north in Norway, close to Tromsø. My home village is called Mandalen, Olmaivagi in Sámi language. Olmaivagi is a Sámi village. For me, through the years, it has been important to mediate this landscape that I come from and my background, and see how that could be a tool to use in contemporary art. So, like even bringing my parents in, I would like to use the opportunity to say how important they have been. My parents, my late mother, and my still living father, and I'm also grateful to my 4 fathers and 4 mothers that made me what I am and made my luggage as it is. Earlier on, it has been important to me to show the environment I come from, and in that way it has been important to show that the environment I come from is a mix of many different cultural impulses. Among these impulses is the Sámi impulse, but the home of my parents could look the same as it could be other places too. But the home, in many ways, is representing the universe as well. And this universe has very strong forces with light, with the difference between summer and winter. And the situation is like that. The environment is intruding the home and the kitchen And sometimes you almost have to protect not only against the winds, but also the strength of the surroundings, because it's so powerful. So it's important to make a shelter. And for me, it has also been important to make shelters within the arts. Like starting the day, thinking about starting the day, as most of us do, in our bed. But be aware of that's every day starts there. And I think it's important to not be outside your bed before you are ready to be outside your bed. So earlier on, I brought some images to you from very early works in the 90s. Because for me then it was both important to show this documentary work from my childhood home, to show how it is, because at that time it was important to think that showing or being personal is political. So to show the reality is a political take as well. But of course, as an artist, you want to make things happen and make some environments and make something to invite the audience into. So earlier on, I made a lot of installations, like kind of complex installation with a lot of elements, with light and videos and sound and so on. Some of these very early ones were like installation version of my childhood home. But my childhood home is, as I say, it's both the plain daily life with food and work, but it's also an environment of narratives, stories, beliefs, medicine, sometimes almost intoxicating. This is a very scruffy image from somewhere in the Netherlands. Also with the installation that is representing the never-ending cycles of the sun and the almost intoxicating darkness of the north. And also, I did translate these memories and my personality into performances, like theatrical performances, but not in theater, but in art context. Often showing what kind of figure I could be. As I said, I'm not the patriarch, I'm not the Santa Claus either, but some days you can be Santa Claus as well. And I wanted to play out this part of my personality that sometimes is searching for an ecstasis, like to be in one, not only with your surroundings, but also with your history, your culture, and even your future. It's not only the past, but the future as well. As I said, my parents have been important to me, and they have been like characters in my work. They have been, of course, they have been like sources, and they have been the carriers of stories and beliefs and how to behave. But they have also been like characters, because they also like to act. So, like my mother, she hated to be photographed, but she liked to perform. So she could help me to be the mother character, for instance. And my father, he likes to be filmed. So when I bring the camera to him, he becomes like a narrator. he gets really like, he starts to talk, it's like that he thinks about dramaturgy. Because the camera helps him to think a good way of telling stories. So this is a video still from a video I will show a little later on, called The Right to the Land and to the Water, which is taking place in my home valley, Mandal Olmaivägi, and with my father out logging, working with the firewood for the winter, which is a really important thing to do. If you don't have firewood, you will be cold through the winter. So the firewood is somehow a holy matter. And I just, before I will show this video a little bit later, but the video is, if you remember it when I show it later on, it's a collage of interviews, or fragments of interviews with different people, but put into one voice. And it's like the voice of my father, or the voice of my father's thoughts in the forest. But the voice of my father is not his own voice, but it's many people's voice. But he is like bringing it on. And this collage of texts are dealing with how to think about the forest, or mjetsi, as we say in Sámi language, which means the forest and the mountains and the areas around where you live, and that the concept of your natural surroundings changes through formalities, or through when laws are applied to what you are surrounded with, and how you deal with and how you use your surroundings. Yeah, I like to show these images of birch trees, because birch trees are beautiful, and I think in Russia many people think that birch trees are beautiful too. But as I said, firewood is a holy matter, and the birch trees are also healing trees. They have this kind of healing ability because of their, it's about the presence probably, but also because of physiological matters. Yeah, this is a kind of special comment to a matter that some of you know the Sámi flag. The Sámi flag is blue, red, yellow, and with some green. But I like the Sámi flag somehow, but I also think that it's weird how important a piece of textile can be, and I often question myself, how can a piece of textile be that important and make so much discussions and tense situations? So that's why I made this version of the Sámi flag from berries. Because berries, they represent a very good source to vitamins, sweetness, and they give you a lot of contemplation when you pick them. But the berries are like more close to your body than a flag ever can be. So that's why I made this flag from berries, from jam. Yeah, 3 kinds of berries. This is some more later work where appreciated to work more in a direct, very direct way, in search for a certain realism. So I done some like castings of real things. Like this is from a reindeer. It's reindeer carcasses. I mean, it's meat, reindeer meat, and I made this chandelier. It's like a lamp made from this casts in epoxy, and it's a very simple thing, a reindeer meat lamp. But it's also a celebration of the reindeer. I mean, we couldn't be living up north if it hadn't been for the reindeers. I think at least the scientists say that the reindeer has been around for 11,000 years in the north. So there wouldn't be much life up north in the northern part of Scandinavia if it hadn't been for the reindeer, of course, and of course, if it hadn't been for the sun. So for me, titles are important, or I like to give some impact by the titles. So the title of this work, this sculpture, hanging sculpture, chandelier, you can call it what you like, but the title is Fugetta. Fugetta means a small fugue. Fugue is a way of making compositions in the early music. It was used a lot by, for instance, Bach. So the fugue is kind of, it's a way of composing with different, how to express it in English, with different voices coming into one. And if some of you remember Bach, the fugues from Bach, it's like music that takes you to a higher sphere. And this is also a very direct little thing. It's a kind of monument because it's casted in bronze. It's a potato casted in bronze. And it's a very good potato. It looks great. It's a funny looking potato. It's called the pink fir apple. But it's a very tasty potato too. So it's some potatoes, they look nice and funny, but they are not so good. But this is a very tasty potato. And potato to me is also something very important, and since it came in the early 1800s, we are almost have been depending on the potatoes on the coast and in the countryside living in Norway. We had the fish, we had the potato, we had the reindeer meat. So I like to do this tribute to the potato. And I like to grow the potatoes myself as well. And different kinds, with different tastes and different abilities when it comes to cooking. And this is in fact a photo taken by Michael that is present here. It's also a work made in bronze or in brass. It's not that direct as the potato, because the potato is a cast of a real potato, but this is a constructed form. It's based in one of the stomachs of the reindeer. It's called omasum. Omasum in Latin. In the English, it's called, for instance, the Bible, because of the form of this stomach. This stomach is very important to take out the nutrition of the food that the reindeer eats. But I have made this form. It's a 3D constructed form, but it's based on the stomach. But this is a door handle for a new Sámi museum in the Sør-Varanger municipality. It's in the very northeast of Norway, close to Pikene, so it's almost on the border to Russia. So this is a museum for a group of Sámi people called the East Sámi people or the Skole Sámi people. And when I was asked to make a door handle for this museum, I tried to make something that was optimally organic. If I could make a door handle from water, I would do, but it's not very functional. So that's why it is in this metal. So it's also kind of monument, but somehow it's very concrete, but in another way very much floating. So how things floats are important to me. I think I will proceed to show you a video work that is about 12 minutes long. And that is the right to the land and to the water with my father out logging in the forest.
Attomon faamu etnamin ja chat. Valtin muorat shades vormus och muoran jäita outan missamana. Shaddi maas. Te pyyattan koikka kiesi. Et ut njaska. Kun uolotai. Talen jaskat. Piat johkai, valtut siiti, saahat, luntet. Ja lähtöstä vaipmassa tälpäin. Aga lähtni vuoremus. Stora lähtni. Skahpula mailossa. Ja vuore valtin muora. Jäipi vuolla ila jodavit. I valtin muora kalkamendu poikiske. 50% lautas la vuoras. Kun mun väyjän ati tjuukat ja äämit sähtet suhtasin, at niitä täkkäräsi, mutta mun mielessä ei läht mun suhtasat. Vaikka mun tät lään taalu patni. Iätän taalu järnä. Mutta ei ala kielä ektui. Se on koko lään. Itton bara kaikki pyörkö odeakamannus. Itton bara kaikki pyörkö kiessämannuske. Tällä porat luossa. Kulet johki kornja. Ja kaiket ketlet mieltä piutimin, otsut pinna. Jäätävä mus liutsi kartta vaivisista. Kaikkat misle kartta vaivisista. Tattahka. Muhtun päikkit tupäikkit. Muhtun päikkit kullet iätsäitä. In sillä murjet iäräi vuokui. Maimun toppaarkani. Ika. Nuutlai jauri kuin mai. Tatkulet jäitä nuu. Teet olo päikkit, kos muus ei lää tahkumus. Tos färtelee tahkumus päikkis. Mutta joktake omas päikkiä. Ei ihmi lähtsikään. Tämä on mai piässä. Kun piässä tait ahti. Ei fal uomasti. Lää reuta tämän täällä. Kaikki lää reuta tämän. Takka viidikko piät rambuuk ja kalmihanskääpä mähti satsai. Reudatit kaikki. Outal kalkamet aalumannu jääränismanat nähtsai. Ei kalkamet mainu vietsat. Jahkea ei kutaa kait mieltä. Teillä mai olmulas vuoda sahka. Olen mähtsis loppukos läven johti, joko toppu ainan appsi. Ja maanan takavide sinlussa järrat makar olmut siljät. Kauppakis lyhtsyn vatsan miehtä. Mutta miehtis maanan juoleka sinlussa ja järän kuule koulu olmut siljät. Kosalet maanamin, kiet siljät ja mon sohkikullet. Maanan järrat, kiet tähtile vahtimin mukukui. Kiet täppä täällä kussi. Mäilmi reuta. Jos kaikkat kähtsile tusse palkamiin mana talomiettää. Ja eikä palkamiin mana väärä vieltää talo tuohken. Oi täällä ajattelimet vida säpput. Moli äämiin mäilmi kova. Ja taat. Aimin färtit haatit vida säpput. en harmoluvas kohdeluottaskal. Ja aibs vuokastan meiltä ätsit, tai jo oikeat. Ja vuongastäppi, luokti. Vertikal, luokti täiki. Tät lähtää, ja semma kaikkaita, vaikka kuuli koulussa maailmissa niin pahti. Ja vast historia. Sattai tuoda. Historia väldigt ruokittu. Kalkalin kuolpiutin sattat. Mutta ähtsit alkuvartiin kättä ei talku mun letsen nuorra. Muu ähtsi naakuti liikkamun ja atti kuolpiutiin iiru. Son ei täkkär kiiräätsai. Ei organiseriuvun ja juurdahi servotat klassai nuorra. Mun färtiin manat kuolpiutui. Kaunihit, niin kuin mun olvejit. Kaunihit, ja kun ähti muu ustit. Tästä. Historia joulat läht jorran min vatsel. Vuores voikat mähtun vuodai tivut ilja tahkavis. In sähte ei kosteketaan tahka. Johke saisle lämmäs voikat mähtun vuotta. Ähpä voikalas vuotta. Ähtsit pähti. Ähken ähti kuule minsi kaikkeita. Ähken te äänän ilän revata. Täällä ja tormun muu riekti toutu. Ja viegalvältän muu jotakin. Ja toutui väärin ja vuonrektui. Kun vainan väärilulta, te vainan opputaka. Täällä vainan vuodnai vuodaa, huomastan voikat vuodaa. Ja jätmin suttui täpä taufin maan. Ja lahkaa. Vieloskaa huomastan voikat vuodai. Ja jäissä vältit perusni. Lahkaa ätti fapmu. Ja tuoma hätti fapmu ja ahta ja semma. Et olmui patset jähtsmin. Millä rihpun alkut. Rihpun olkut. Jättämät. Et rihpun. Ähti. Ja rihpun. Me killat piru romantiikas. Jätlet iätsä kun vuodovalnas puhta tiettit taita lolliirikaita. Nät patsil kiähtsän vuotta olmo jäktoi. Nät nupastuvumat täällä. Jät tarvat täppä ärpiviroi. Ni tarpahat vällit rohtet luovus pähti. Sirtit välit. Jät falljähkit vuolittaa siis tatuttu. Ni jät tarvat historia. Ja historia joudat jät jorran min vatsel. Ni tarpahat tiennet kuin identiteettä. Jään riekalan ja vajoshautan täppikos täällä leht. Ja kun teikki fast puolen, ei toudan, että riekki sola shoppa. Mun kalken sarkut. Mun kalken shautat sarkut. Kalket sarkut elfapmu rustikiit. Täälken paitsi kovait nuohtat. Juhtin miehtsi kovait. Miehtsi, mai muistin iätsän sistä. No te älki jätnämi ja tjäätsi joutas rahtsa. Ja mä kittatas. Kiiton läht. Olmutsi. Ja rahtsumis lähkit takkar olmutsin maidon läht. Jätkä alkan sat pähtsit järjettiin iätsämme taalus. Jätkä alkan sat anohit ja kiihtit juohke tinkas. Historia kalkai kuulat mitsitä. Mi kootsu teimet, kuule kuimitiämet vappan ja vielä. Ohtas leimet siitsasat. Vai patareittien suodis. Millä kait pilitän. Millä kaikka pitsen pahtui. Millä ei kait puolta neeret. Täälläkin challit. Ihan mulle maitikin challan jätsän killi. Mun fertiin puot vahvat alkuraajas. Mahti challu ja kielä jäänait häyveit. Kova challit. Chilget mii muu pirastahta. Challit, ahte lottit teeti jäppän ja väärit chirru. Tää chirru väärit. Outal ei ollu kuolli. Täällä paljon ällinsat. Vuotnalla jäppän. Starrat eisat chatta. Äänestjuotnjakat eisat iile jekki. Miehtsi ja chahpat. Lastamaatot ja porran puot. Sopmasat sivalet pohtsui. Tappiilista puot. Suomessa nissun, ki järjehalo jouvui teeves, eikö se on eisväldit sähti maitike parkataina. Mutta talvin puolas ilät sattu arvain. Ilotanko ainat muodit, nattakat, sardidat, juomatlet muus tässä. Muodimostu, johki ilit, mutta kait eri auttaminen. Kähtsylantan challi, hälkään auttaa säännö, sielkäkat ja puotle olu, ifan sistä, ifan makkarki kidijuupun laanjas mas läht säin, kuolipia tähki, ifan raabas olkalanjas, tiilis. Mun jähkän skuulelle olu vahakatta, mun pohtin skuuli, etsin härjänä nahte äärät kultureitkin, det både jägulasvuotta ja disciplina. Ilän muus rekti särkitko sihten, Teemu plaanat, siitä varmuutta. Niin färtet käipitit olmusvuokat puolei mänäitä, voikat vuotta lähkit olmusit, voikat vuotta lähkit tuolevassa, roppi ja suhta. Ja sit saatta vahpeheetti kolitseukan, tälle sähti kun iäjattuu vasuviskohtit. Ja te älki, kun järjen puastet järjeltai. Saatan paajasta aina, että fehtis miehtät jätnämulutsit. Fehtis siis järrat loovi iäskuli käsitä. Saatan fas munni vättis juoput kuktui mäilmin juolkutussait. Luppin juolkutus taajai, että jos et aido opputakut, jota ei kuulla tuttia. Mutta jätnämulutsit taitse, että jos täppää aitot, se tutni ei maana puudessa. Det sorgen eppmilkaapimas atmojovin retoralas politiikkalas jäitä. Vaikka in ääne fuole iäjän lagasperäsis, mutta uskon jäämitän elän paaha jiukulassa. Mutta vuottans tuodas järvulagan nievi. Teko parku. Ja te käipitän. Mun käipitän voitepuolei. Tälle formaliseeri jovu, jorgolovu, johkin kriteerian ja tjaalahan vuokatahkan. Jääkät on liitsyt huksemin daali, mutta vajatahtalit klasepitsat. Ei halleat mehkike heeri, ei fidnit juokat sisä. Ei välittyses jähkä ja ne vietsät juovkaa olkuun. Helmoppari jodda, mutta jähkä ei sähti juovkapuptit sisä. Mutta lää, me uadsuimet jähkä. Mutta et nagu tarvitsee tehdä tavlasolmai, tai tavlas nissari, ja tavlasolma ja tavlas nissaa tjuolma. Ja te puolella pitäis, että manga ässi vats mieräjät, skauvikiellä ja äikimäärit. Kiellä reutata, äikki reutata. It on hältäis kiellä, it on hältäis äikki. Pärte mähtit rieftes puoluit tiettelit. Jehti mun kalkään. Onko staataminister Churchill? Jah, visuaalis, mutta ei vaan raflasleikas. Ieskuudikki teipat, heivit, ieskuudikki lävtiitä, ieskuudikki kollektiivaita. Niin iäjämet joukutsi, nasjokunin, Euroopai, maailmai, komupuhti. Muuttuu ekonomilas klassat ja sosiaalitaassi. Steoriit nuo oltu. Jatko tuon, tuo olmut ja tuo riikka otsun konakassas jämpää. Saattaan konakassa opputahkan. Me ippmilit historiamet ja identiteettamet molekylär biologia vuodu. Ippmadostasit. Tassit. Riektavuola ja värrivuola tassit. Voikat vuotta jättämitä ja tjäätsitä. Sieltäsistä. Mä vaitsut mieltä hautai. Mä tarvahat mangi elvis. Mä tarvahat, kun jäivät appassa ja kun mannat hautai. Nähkit, tsiigait, kaikki verku, sätikoille, murjit, puudehit, valtimuorei. Jätsätaane nuolu valtimuorei. Tuossa 20% taas mä joutala animet. Outalko vaitsoimet liekkapuppa. Panasonic. Koetlöi graada vuogas liekkasa pira ja antora. Onnit suopaa ja njoskidampi. Talt sahkaat opmanistusitaaneen vai fitnet lähes jällima taalas. olmuskon pinnas muorai paltti.
Because what I showed you in the beginning was more like individual works, like even as concrete as objects. Now I will just tell you a little bit about some other works or some other work that are more collaborative, because to me it's very important to, and it has been very important to work with other people and in different environments. So it has not been so important for me to do things individually, but rather focus on collective works. So this is from the project Sørfinnset skole the Nordland, and again I cannot call it a project somehow because it's going on forever. We say that this is going to go on forever. It started up in 2003, and it's just going on forever. It's just above the Arctic Circle in a small village called Sørfinnset in the Gildeskål municipality, where we have spent a lot of time on investigations, searching for what can be used from natural resources, but also from history and more cultural resources, like herbs, like the angelica, which is a very important herb. It's rich from C vitamins, and it has different healing abilities. So it was a very good herb during the plague, the Black Death, because it was considered to be helpful. So that's why it has this name, Angelica, Archangelica. So it's attributed to the archangels. But in Sámi living too, it's a very important herb, and one of the first herbs you can harvest in the early spring or early summer, and you can eat it as it is or cook it and use it in many different ways, and you can really enjoy it. So I really recommend it if you can find it, the Angelica. In this project we have been doing 2, 3 or more building projects. One building project is the Sámi house, the Guatti, made in this traditional structure led by the Sámi crafts Dwadi master Jon Ole Andersen. We did build it in 2005. It's a really good space to be in. You can cook and you can sleep and you can have and you talk inside that guatti. The acoustic is really good, so it's like that your conversations are getting deeper because of the acoustics of the space. Yeah, another recommendation. You should try it. Try to have spend some time in a guatti. I know there is one in Kirkenes. I hope it's working. It's outside the museum in Kirkenes. It's in fact built by the same master, Jon Ole Andersen, as we collaborated with. Another building we did in this project, Sørfinnset skole the Nordland, is a copy of a house from Thailand, because we collaborate with the Thai artists in this project, and they wanted to raise a copy of a Thai house in the north of Norway. So this is how it looks when it was finished. It looks really peaceful and good, and it's open for everybody to use. But it was a long struggle to finish it, and it was a lot of dialogues, both practically but also cultural, to finish this building, because we somehow had to both translate the process and the building technique to local conditions. So that's why the roof is more heavy. It's from slate, recycled slate, so it's very heavy, and the materials are much more heavy than in Thailand, and the house is insulated as well, and with fireplace inside. So in this Sørfinnset skole project, the travel and the experience in groups are really important. Last summer when we traveled with a boat around the archipelago in Gildeskål, and we could really go deep into history just in this very simple and practical way. For instance, using these old boats, visiting sites from Iron Age, and really by this means of transportation we could also travel in history. I will soon finish up and just take you to another place, which is the farm, Øvre Ringstad, that we are living in now. For 7 years we have been both farmers and artists, my wife, Søssa Jørgensen, and me. And now we try to see and develop the farm as an artist center. It's an artist center because it's where we live as artists, but it's an artist center because it's a professional place too, where many artists and curators and other people working with art come to and want to be at and stay at and work at. But it's also an artist center in that sense that farms, they are like historical size. They are of historical size. I mean, the farms, they have been very important for living, for producing food, for being in contact with nature and with animals and plants, and the farms have been important as cultural centers too. And I think here in Russia you know it very well. So we want to develop that, or to use that as a point of departure for many of our projects in these latest years. And I had to show you an image of our dogs, because some days I think it's really nice with the dogs, and sometimes it's very hard to admit it here in this place where it's all about art, but the dogs are often more interesting than art. And the dogs, you know, they are as the farm. They are moving through the cultural history. You know, the dogs came to people many thousand years ago, and they have been following us. We call it they are domesticated. But they have been like friends of us through the history, and they have been helping us with different things, you know, guarding, hunting, herding, but they have also been storytellers, or they have been containing stories. So in that way, I think the artistic quality of dogs are really something undiscovered, and I want to give you that as something to think about when you live here and next time you meet some dogs. So I even use it sometimes, you know. This is the mother dog, Meiste, or mother dog, or she's 7 years now, and her name is Meiste, as I said. That means taste, or it's also used as share in Sámi language. So when you are drinking, you say Meiste. And she's really one of the creatures that enjoy lives a lot and drinks a lot of the life and tastes the life in her specific way. It's a really great inspiration, and she's a good dog in the arts as well. So like in this little video sculpture installation, where she's like guarding the exhibition and like guarding the art history as well. And then this, you see that box on the cardboard box, that was her first bed. So when she was little, her teeth were growing, and she did use her teeth on the cardboard box. But that became so beautiful that I took care of it and put it into the storage. So on this occasion appeared, I wanted to use it in a sculpture. And this work is a greeting to two older artists as well. It's a greeting to Jimmy Durham and to Iver Joks, that also were talking about their dogs and the value of dogs in arts. So the farm is, it's as I say, a working site, but it's also a place to gather people to think about how to live, how to make art, and how to run a farm. Because we are making the farm better for us. So we're going to build new buildings and change it a little bit to be more adapted to our practice. So if you are come by, I mean, you are all welcome to visit and have some time with us at the farm. And it's always something in the freezer to cook. So you have two freezers. So like this year, it's a lot of mushrooms. So if you come, there might be some mushroom dishes with either fish or meat or other vegetables. So thank you, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.